Hello, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're listening. Welcome to the Developing Dads podcast. We're back, maybe season 2, season 3, episode 2. I got some nice messages. Well, I say messages. We did get 2 messages saying, "Oh, you guys are back, great." I don't know if you know these people, Gordon. I certainly don't. But it's quite nice. We've got one listener who's expecting their first child in summertime. I can't remember the other one's kind of story, but yeah, it's quite nice hearing from listeners that have no idea who they are.
It's wild, isn't it, Neil? It's the wild impact that we're having on the world. The 2 dads that are willing to reach out and tell us we're doing all right.
Yeah, is that called fame, or I don't know? Fame
that's
yet?
not. No. Well, I think the world now kind of gives an opportunity. Democratizes, I guess, is the in word in creator economy, where media, you can make whatever you want now, Neil, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I think that to break through, to become famous, I guess, in the podcasting thing is, your chances are so slim, right? Almost no chance. But yeah, even if it's just, like I said before, our purpose is to sit and have a conversation between 2 people, brothers, who are dads, who it would be nice in, great grandchildren get to listen to us chat and shite on the internet.
Yeah, I do. I've had aspirations and I haven't done it yet, but we've obviously got over 100 episodes of recorded content of us talking. I'd love to create some kind of large language model, GPT, that go to neilgreenhorn.com and chat to me.
That's like you talking from the grave sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I guess if they, I guess it only really affects the people that actually knew you rather than like your great grandkids. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're not emotionally attached to you. Like, we don't know our great grandparents, so you're not emotionally attached to them. It'd just I think I'd be quite curious about what they sounded like. Just like the recreations of the Neanderthals, Neil. They'll have us in a museum, a ChatGPT museum.
Yeah, I know. And like just even the terms and the words and the sentences they use. I mean, yeah, our great grandparents, they spoke totally different.
Are we going to be a bit like sort of Shakespeare? Do you know what I mean? Well, the language becomes so like, like, I don't know, some of the things that Olivia is going to come home with in terms of the language is going to be totally different to what we had. Right?
Yeah, I know. Even like the word vibe, I don't remember hearing that when I was in high school or secondary school. But now, like, yeah, vibes. Isla starts saying vibes.
Cheers.
Weird. Anyway, we'll start the podcast as we normally do. We're going to actually chat about 10 crazy truths about being a dad. Brutal truths. Yeah. Is that a good hook? Is it?
Well, I don't know if it was. I don't know if crazy truths.
But yeah, we normally start asking how each other are. What's the kind of week been like? And yeah, may as well start there. How's your week been, Gordon? Give me some highlights. Give me some lowlights.
Nothing really to update on, if I'm honest. If that's what you're waiting for, I've had a bad week.
Probably for the audience, it's worth saying like we don't really catch up. So this is our catch up time.
No, telephone calls are just funny, aren't they? Yeah, not much really, to be honest. This week, Finley's got a cold again, just like every kid at this time of year. So he's been to the doctor twice to get checked, and he's fine. It's just a virus. He needs to get over it. Like, suck it up, mate. But yeah, just kind of like a usual week. I don't think I've done anything extraordinary. I met up with a couple of people yesterday, just networking. Like, I think networking gets a bad rep, even in the AI age. I think it's a weapon. Like, know people, just like having a conversation with people, being top of mind with people. If you want to get ahead in the competition basis, like, someone's got to know that you're good at doing something. You can serve as a certain need, and when that need comes up, they're going to come to you first. If they know you, or at least have a conversation with you, you've networked with them, right?
Yeah.
Even if there is a whole plethora of other things that other people that could service it that they've not talked to, they're probably going to go for the person that they've talked to. So I had a couple of cool conversations yesterday over a couple of things about business and other bits and pieces, which was quite good. So hopefully some potential for some new clients down the road. But then, yeah, apart from that, just classic kind of work week, fulfilling things, doing things, trying to think about the business and how I can move things around a little bit and improve them and what direction do I want to take, and then planning for the end of the year and whatnot. So yeah, nothing too fancy, Neil, I'll be honest. What about you?
Fair. No, I mean, I can resonate with the kind of keeping your network alive thing. It's one thing that I try and do on a regular basis, kind of check in with people on LinkedIn and random text messages, seeing how they're getting on, because we have kind of different career paths. You obviously are an entrepreneur, you own your own business, but I still need to have a network to, I guess, reduce the risk of being unemployed for an extended period of time. So I see that as just, investing in my future, which is positive. What have I been up to? Kids had a random public holiday or in-service day last Friday, which is always it just randomly appears, or you get a notification from a parent the night before, or you speak to them in the playground. Oh, what are you doing tomorrow in the school holiday? I'm like, what? They're off. So just having 3 kids unexpectedly off is always fun. But thankfully, I only work 4 days a week, so that my normal day off to myself meant I had to look after children and entertain them. I can't really remember what we did, but weekend was full of normal stuff, just football, training, taxiing around. My in-laws came down, and we're now looking after another dog. Yeah, just pretty standard week, to be honest. We've tried to get this podcast in a couple of times, and I've been back to back at work, which is, it's tough when you're trying to do stuff, move things forward, but then you're just in calls all day. People
They're so pointless, aren't they? Calls are such a, I don't understand calls, to be honest, unless it's about idea generation and setting up the workflow for production, right? I don't really know, why do I need to have a check-in halfway through the process of something being managed? Unless it's it's completed and we need to talk about the completion of it. The start and the end is really the bits that I'm interested in. The bit in the middle, I don't need to be, so tell me, are we on schedule or off schedule, or, Yeah,
that could be a Slack message or a Teams message. I've wrestled with the kind of notorious one-to-ones with your team. Some people recommend monthly, some people recommend weekly, some people recommend twice a week, twice a month. Right now we do it weekly, half an hour check-ins, one-to-one with me and the team. And it seems to be going well. They don't always last half an hour, but I think people like that personal touch of, right, they're all home-based, they're all working from home, so they either have their wife in their ear or a child screaming in the background. But having a colleague to speak to, I think, goes a long way. So yeah, that's my kind of way, and that takes a lot of time, right? 8 one-to-ones, it can be a whole day of just chatting. So busy as usual, but I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm escaping tomorrow with 5 other friends who are also dads up into the Isle of Skye for 4 days.
Look at you.
That's going to be nice. Weather looks okay for Isle of Skye. I'm going to climb some mountains, drink some whiskey, swim in some cold water.
Very cold water, Neil. That sounds psychotic.
Yeah, so the wind chill up the mountains we're looking at is minus 21 degrees Celsius.
Sounds like exactly what someone should be doing on a Saturday afternoon. Well, I'll be sat in the terraces shouting for Fulham against Sunderland.
Oh, we never even spoke about Scotland. Well, I'm not a massive football fan, but
did you watch it?
I watched the highlights. I was
you didn't even watch the live game. Oh man, I was there. Olivia was asleep, Finlay was asleep, Laura had gone to bed because she's absolutely not bothered about football. And I'm that kind of, I don't know if you've seen the firefighters, the Argentinian firefighters that get a call to go and do some sort of firefighting thing just as they score. And they can't celebrate loudly. They have to do it very quietly. So they're all like...
That's what you were doing.
And, that's what I was doing. I was jumping up and down going absolutely bananas. I've already applied for tickets. I'm keen to go and watch whatever I can do. Because the last time, Neil, Scotland were in the World Cup final was 27 years ago. So I was in primary school. Do you remember Craig, who used to live down the road from Chaplaghiri?
Craig Henderson, yeah.
Yeah. So I was at his house watching Scotland play Brazil. That was the last time Scotland were in the World Cup.
Oh, wow.
So some of the people I know weren't even born.
Yeah. That's
so
mental.
I'd love to be able to go to one, and it's in America. So I've got my mate Ben's out there. So
Or Canada. Is that not the
Canada and Mexico as well, yeah. But it's that side of the world, I guess. But they've got New York. I've got a stadium that's going to be used, so I'm kind of hoping that Scotland are playing in New York, and then I can go out.
When do the fixtures get announced? Is it next year?
End of this month, maybe.
Oh, okay.
End of this month, start of next month. So then you'll know. I've applied for tickets. I put my name down and stuff, so we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I won't get any, but I don't know. Given the fact that I enjoy football, Scotland haven't been in a World Cup for 27 years, it feels like a good time to go and just have a shindig for a bit of fun before I'm 40.
Yeah, definitely. How much are tickets normally retail at for a World Cup game?
I couldn't tell you. It depends on so in Fulham, for example, their Premier League football team, they're doing okay. For a season ticket in the Hammersmith end that I'm at, it's just over 900 quid for the year. That gives you 19 football matches to watch. So it works out at what, 40, 45 pounds a ticket, give or take. If you are to go to the Riverside end as a tourist, if you will, so that means you don't have a season ticket, you can be over £100 for a seat to watch a football game. So, but in America, you'll be $300 or $400 to go and watch an NFL game or an NBA game or something like that in normal seats. So I don't know how much it'll be. It'll probably be over 100 quid, I would imagine, to go and watch a football match. But my idea would be if I can get like a Scotland game and an England game in roughly the same area, I'd love to be able to sort of treat David to a sort of trip. That'd be quite fun for his birthday or something. I think it'd be a really fun thing to do. But we'll see. Anyway, I don't even know if we can get tickets, but I'll try. So if there's anybody listening to this Developing Dads podcast who is part of FIFA or any sponsoring agent of the World Cup, hit a man up with a couple of tickets to a Scotland and England game. Yeah. So
my work colleague, he's been to every Scottish kind of game, and I think there's almost like a point system where
there is,
you get loyalty points, and he's got the most you can get. So he's hopeful that he's going to get some tickets.
All right. If he's handing any out.
Yeah, I mean, I would I travel? I'm not that into football. I think the atmosphere would be pretty cool.
Well, Scotland at the Qatar World Cups, the most recent World Cup, 2022, got voted the best fans of the entire World Cup. So not the World Cup, Euros. The Euros in Germany, the Euros in Germany, they got voted the best fans.
Nice.
It would be and you've not been to New York either.
No, I know.
Come with me. Get Kilt on. We'll do a little trip out to New York. Stay at Ben's, so it'll be pretty cheap. Sleep on his floor, and then you get to see New York. I don't think Rebecca would be very happy with that though.
No.
You could just say my brother's paying for it. So
maybe make it a business trip. Do a podcast out there. Marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Easy. Done. Sorted. Right. I did come up with the ideas of 10 brutal truths. We were going to do like midlife crisis stuff, but I thought this was a bit easier to get us over the line because we're still in this let's get a podcast out thing, aren't we?
Yeah. Yep. Cool. And we're turning up. We're doing it.
Yeah, we are turning up. We're doing it, and people are loving it. Quite frankly, 2 people telling us is loving it means the world is enjoying it. Yeah. What's your first brutal truth, Neil, about fatherhood?
Your time is no longer yours. So a big, if I take myself back, my kids are 7 and 11, or almost 11, 10. So I feel like it's a long time ago since I made this transition from just being like a kind of loved up couple and had all the time in the world. You don't realize that until you have kids. And then you suddenly it takes 2 hours to get out the door. You need everything to pack. We're kind of past that stage now, but there's definitely realization of I've now got a lot less time. But I almost feel like when you get out the back of it, you just get more structured, and I seem to be managing to achieve more. I think when you're pre-kids, you'd be like sleeping in till 9, 10 in the morning, doing lazy stuff and taking life a bit slower. Now you've got to kind of prioritize what you want to do, be a bit more ruthless with
intentional
with your time. Intentional with your time. Yeah. Prioritize things. Often when I have my day off on a Friday with no kids, I'll kind of write down a to-do list and like block out some time to do certain things, because it's easy just for it to disappear. And if you don't do that, then you get to child pickup time and it's chaos again. So yeah, I think your time is no longer yours is my first one.
So do you ever just accept that some things won't get done?
Yeah, there's definitely a like prioritization. That's part of my professional life as well, is prioritizing what we're going to work on next, bug fixes, features, etc. But yeah, you've got to prioritize that in life as well. And it's okay to let things slip, like whether it's your fitness, if you've got a newborn, like don't necessarily need to prioritize that. So yeah, it's just about finding out the value and what you want to do with your time, because it changes significantly with kids.
Fair. Yeah, I can relate to that. But I think you've also got to like find a way to not like people please in an element with that, because it's easy to be like, I need to, like, when the kids are awake, I need to be awake, I need to be playing with them, I need to be like present, I need to be active, it's all very important, etc., etc. But I think if you're a people pleaser or tend to go down that route, then you then neglect yourself. Like you need some time alone. You don't have to spend every waking hour or minute with your kids and the family. Going out for a walk on your own is okay. Having a nap is okay. Lying in is okay. You don't have to be present for everything. I think that's sometimes hard to deal with. I guess, like, one of the brutal truths I guess I learned about becoming a parent, that I didn't actually realize, to be honest, was the fact that the first 6 months, certainly when it comes to like Olivia, because she was our first, was just how you just feel so useless for probably the first 6 months. Especially if you're like your wife breastfeeds. My experience of it is just like, I could change some nappies and I could do some cuddling and whatnot, but like really, what was my contribution during the period of from conception through to sort of 6 months old was loose, at least, and it's just you just fundamentally just become like a support person. Like you're kind of just there when it's needed and required. You're doing kind of menial tasks. You're a comfort blanket, a cuddle, a little help here and there. Like I just felt particularly useless.
Yeah, and with that comes the attachment they now get to their mum. So I think most kids go through it. I think if they're kind of breastfed and they're constantly with their mum, you're maybe going out to work in the office and stuff. If over the weekend, if you try and give your wife a break, then out comes the tears, out comes the kind of separation anxiety, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you experienced that, but I remember our kids kind of had issues with if mum left the room or that kind of thing, there'd be tears and cries. Yeah. Like that kind of bleeds into another one that I talked about, was like, mum is the comfort. Like they'll want mum more than they'll want you, even past 6 months. Like you really are, I think, as a dad, you kind of experience this element of mum is more important in their mind. They provide the comfort element, and it takes some time before you actually come into your own in things like playing, the physical aspects, the running around, some elements of discipline as well. I think dads come into play on that part, but you don't really discipline children at sort of 6 and 12 months or even 18 months, to be honest. So yeah, it kind of feeds all of that, like the uselessness. And I never really expected it to come along. And it did. I felt kind of like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Like, how can, like, where do I, like, do I just sit here? What do I do? I think that realization, and then just noticing that you can actually be part of the process by, you're just doing stuff like tidying up, cleaning up, cooking, changing nappies, trying to help comfort where you can, giving taking them out for walks, getting them to sleep in the buggy.
Yeah, stuff like that. But it just never feels like it's not life providing. It's just kind of, it's just putting a nice plaster over things, or just, helping, I guess, which is still a contributing factor, but I just felt particularly useless. I was
going to say though, you shouldn't downplay it, because I'm sure your wife appreciates it at the time.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
My next one is you suddenly realize, especially when they get to like I don't know, 9 months old or 12 months old, when they start kind of talking and their mannerisms change a little bit, where they're watching everything you do and trying to copy the things you do. And yeah, there can be good things for that. There could be negative things for that. But yeah, even now, like Isla will pick up things that we've said or mannerisms we've had. And you're like, wow, I can pinpoint that moment of when she learned that. So that's I think quite a brutal truth in terms of, you just got to be mindful of, you don't want to shadow them too much from the realities of life. Like we're quite open with, I don't know, if they're on us to get a PS5 for the Christmas, a working example that we're going through at the moment. What do you want a PS5 for? To play Minecraft. You play Minecraft on your Switch. Why is that any different? So yeah, but like where I'm going with this is like having conversations with them about the kind of financial impact of that and the cost of it, and we can't afford the kind of PS5s for everyone. And yeah, so I guess ensuring that you're treating others with respect and being a good human being, because they're watching your every move. Like, you apologize, you say thank you, you say please, like your mannerisms are important. Because when you start seeing that in your child, and you can relay things that you do or things that your dad did or your mum did, your parents did, to how you react, and then it passes on to their kids. Yeah, it's quite a stark realization that, oh shit.
But you're also missing out the funny side of it, Neil. Like you're right in the serious aspect. Like they will copy you and they'll see what you're doing and how you're behaving and whatnot. But I also remember a story you told me about the boys, about Ben and Lewis, when they were being potty trained. And
I
don't know about you, but Finlay, and Olivia was kind of the same, but Finlay definitely is fascinated when I go to the toilet. And he has to come and he has to stand and watch, even try and touch, right? Which is really weird and hard to control while you're weeing. But you used to tell me the story about how the boys wanted to wee like daddy.
Yeah.
And then
right.
if I may continue, Neil used to have to follow the boys into the toilet with a mop because their sort of aim was somewhat off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a funny side of the story. Like,
there's funny moments to it.
Yeah, they want to copy Dad, how he's doing a wee, but which I can completely relate. Like, who wants to do sit down wees, right? When you can have a target practice with your little winky woo.
Yeah, and I mean it gets worse when there's two of them and they want to pee at the same time. There's been even now there's times where one of them needs to go and change their trousers because the other one's peed on them. They've missed.
Sensational, lads. Keep doing it. Keep being weird. That's a great thing to. I mean, probably don't do it when you're like 20. Go to the toilet to each other and then pee on each other's legs. But quite funny, I suppose. One of the other things is actually one of the other brutal truths, I guess, that I've continued to realize, and even more so with a friend of mine who's just had a baby, is the unfortunate nature of how little support there is from a dad's side of things when it comes to like traumatic experiences during birth. And you know, every time we've done one of these podcasts, I have to have the caveat. Yeah, the caveat. Like I'm not saying that like women obviously go through a far more physical traumatic element to childbirth, and there's various different experiences. I'm fully aware of those. But you know, like a friend of mine, they had a really traumatic birth, and he suffers with anxiety, and he's kind of gone through this process of, am I going to lose the baby or am I going to lose her? Like, what do I do? How do I do it? Like, there's loads of people in here. Like, he is compos mentis in the room because he's not full of these drugs, so he can see what's going on. He has a science and sort of some level of medical background, so he knows he kind of understands what's happening. And you know, he's relayed these things to me where it's a really traumatic experience, and he's just left to deal with it on his own.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I don't understand. I don't understand why we're in this kind of situation now, where even in the modern times, there's still no like more obvious support from the dad side. Like, I see some things where there's some support groups for dads and whatnot that pop up on boards and whatnot. But yeah, I wonder if did you have any obvious sort of support for dads?
I'd like to think it's changed. I mean, it makes me see if I sound really old, but it was like 7 years ago since I had the last. Yeah, 7.5 years ago since I had the last baby. But the health visitor used to come around, I don't know, once a month, maybe every couple of weeks, just to do a check on the weight and stuff like that. And it's all about the mum. Like, it's all about she asks questions of how the mum's doing and engaging with the mum. I would be sitting there, kind of in the background on the sofa, but there was never a conversation directed at me, which I always remember. But I'm hoping it changed. I mean, there is.
I think it has, Neil.
Yeah. There is better like paternity leave and stuff like that. You can now share it. When I had kids, I got 2 weeks statutory, which is mental, 80 quid a week. So I think, yeah, there's more, I don't know if they're laws, but employers are doing more to try and give dads more time off. So that kind of helps a little bit. But yeah, you're right that in terms of checking in and services available, there's not much.
But it's also not changed. Like, if you have twins, it's still not changed.
Yeah.
It's still not changed legally from a dad's perspective in the time that you've had children, Neil. In the 11 or so years that you've had children, you still don't get more than 2 weeks statutory paternity leave. That's 10
mental.
years. 10 years. And that's like that to me, that's a normal, like, that should be completely different now, but it's not. But I'm not talking about like the top level obvious stuff. I'm talking about the things that are usually left unsaid or happen. Like, there's no direct kind of like if you're a victim of crime, for example, you get a letter through your door from the police saying, here's a number to call. This is, these are some directions you should take. This is the kind of support that's available.
Yeah.
But why don't you get that when you've had a baby? Like, why don't you get that thing through the door saying, hey, we realize you had a very traumatic birth. Things were very difficult. Here's a number to call. Or here's the next process if you want some help.
Yeah.
There isn't. I didn't witness any of that. I didn't get anything through the door for that because our first one was quite difficult. But this particular thing, even 4 years later, there's still nothing really different.
Crazy. I used to work with a guy. He's got a tragic story. Second child, and the wife died during birth.
Goodness me.
And I hope he got help. Don't know why that popped into my head there, but yeah, that was he had to stop working and. He's now looking at a full-time dad for two young kids. So yeah, like, these things happen. I hope in the kind of most tragic times that there is support available and people get what they need.
I just don't think it's changing fast enough. That's
yeah, you're right, because 10 years isn't a long time.
No, what is a long time? 10 years is a long time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That's a third of your life, Neil. Like, nothing's happened. Nothing's changed. There's no like 6 months statutory pay for men. From a paternity perspective, there's no increased levels of support or discussions. There's nothing. It's exactly the same as it was. And there's some changes with businesses, like you say, like another person who's had a baby very recently, they get 6 weeks full pay, but because of the company they work for can afford to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not asking for like, I'm just asking, I guess I'm just suggesting that we should have equal opportunity here. If men and women should have exactly the same amount of maternity and paternity leave available at the same rate. There's no, it shouldn't be about shared anything. It should be if you're become a mum or a dad, you both get 6 months off at, sure, it's only 80 quid a week or whatever pay amount, but it should be the same.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree. My next one is about your relationship being tested. I think, it still is tested with kids. I think that doesn't change, but it's definitely a shock to the system when you have kids, in terms of how little time you've got for each other. And yeah, we still go through kind of phases of kind of dedicating time, for date nights and stuff like that. We fall out of it sometimes and then get back into it. But that whole managing time was my first one, but specifically managing time for relationships, I think.
Mate, you could be more brutal than that. Kids ruin relationships, right?
Yeah,
They friggin' destroy it. Okay, like I don't care what it is. By the way, I love my children. I love my wife. I love everything about the fact that I'm a dad, and I think it supersedes and overrides everything. But yeah, man, kids kill relationships. Like, they're not there. They kill romance. They stifle sleep. They reduce funds, like, to be able to do fun things together. they're just terrible. So if you want a great relationship, don't have any children. But then if you want a great relationship, have children.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Yeah.
I completely agree. It's I think what kids on the negative side, they reduce the amount of sleep you get, they reduce the amount of money that's in your bank account, they reduce the amount of time that you have available, just the two of you from a quality time perspective. They make you tired, etc. The positive outcome is, you have this incredible bond together where you're literally on a journey that's, I think, the most satisfying one that you can ever go through. And you can really team up and work together on it, especially if your values and morals sort of align. But yeah, it does ruin your relationship, and the honeymoon period absolutely ends. It's gone.
Yeah. When do you get it back? Do you get it back when the kids move out?
Oh, Neil! Right, we're going to go delve into Neil's relationship. Do you ever get it back?
I would say things are getting easier for us. Definitely, like kids can make their own breakfast. They go to bed, not really themselves because we enjoy bedtime reading books and stuff, but we could stick a movie on and then have dinner in the kitchen together and not get disturbed. So things get easier. We're not changing nappies. We're not at their beck and call every 5 minutes.
Yeah, but the thing that I would say is that in the initial sort of courtship era before children, I think relationships are more serendipitous. Like they're acted on, like your emotions are acted on, right? Like you have lust, you have appetite, and all these kind of types of things that come along at the initial stages of building a relationship. And that's all kind of instinctual, subconscious driven. But that's also, I might be completely wrong, but I think that's also driven by, a hormonal response of some kind, and you get a nice feeling from like dopamine and all those kind of things going on. But you just essentially have, that reduces, right? That excitement, that kind of elevation of courtship kind of reduces. So I just think fundamentally, you have to schedule it. Like the gym, for example, like you diarize the time together. Either romantic time together, either it's just closed off time together. And even if you're not up for it, even if you don't want to do it, you still do it. I think you have to, because kids, like I said before, they make you knackered. You're tired. You don't really want to do things. But I don't know anyone who's gone to the gym, who's been tired, gone to the gym, and then come out going, I shouldn't have done that. That was terrible. They've always come out gone, that's great. That's a great feeling out of it. And with a relationship, I think that's the same thing. Like, I don't know many times that you'd be like, oh, I'm sad I didn't make the effort. I shouldn't have done that.
I know what you mean.
But it has to come from both sides. Like that's also the other thing. Like you can't just have enthusiasm on one side of the relationship. There has to be a bit of both. But yeah, no, I agree. Like kids, man, they absolutely ruin relationships. It's shocking.
Even just like extending that to like friends and kind of maintaining friendships. It's hard, right? Because you both want to have a social life, but you've both got commitments to work and looking after kids and stuff. But yeah, maintaining friendships is hard. But on the flip side, I've met some of my best friends now through having kids. So yeah, I think it is hard. But like, how many friends do you friggin' need? Yeah.
So can you not maintain 3 or 4 relationships in your life, including your own wife?
Yeah, but I guess realization it'll get hard when you have a kid. Harder.
Does it get hard? I think you need to be more committed to making it work. And I think it goes back to my point of being tired and whatnot. Like, oh, I'm too tired. I don't want to go see my friends. Like, I think you could probably do something with that. Yeah. They do, but I don't know. I think there's a sense of self-resilience and self-motivation to want to like maintain these things, and you have to be committed to that.
Yeah, I agree. What's your next one?
I think it's the being torn between like being with the kids or being with the family and then ultimately providing. Because like you can't, I guess my background on that idea of providing is based on the fact of, bringing money into the household, right? That's what I mean. I don't mean just providing in the sense of like emotional support and whatnot, but I'm literally talking about bringing in the moolah. And that's a thing, because now there used to not really be a choice of me doing one thing or another. It was kind of like, I go to work, man. That's what I do. I go to work, I earn money, I come home. Maybe the choice came in when I was with Laura. It's like, do I do this or do I do that? If I'm doing this and I'm not spending time with Laura, then, is it a better trade-off? But now there's literally like a clear line of, if I'm doing something other than spending time with the kids, it better be worth it.
Yeah.
So you get really torn. So you're like, do I spend time with the kids or do I go to work? And if I'm going to work, is it really actually providing me anything in a sense of enjoyment or paying me enough money? Is this time well spent? Because I have a choice. Like, you've kind of got a job, but sometimes I'll get asked to go and do something that's in Birmingham or in Manchester or Liverpool or, I don't know, somewhere else down south. And the time travel and the investment and all that kind of thing, like, am I actually being paid enough here to go and do this? Because now I can't do baby bath time. Yeah. Now I can't take the kids to school. And I felt a real tear between those two things. I hope I chose like the kids more than I chose work, but sometimes not.
You get it wrong, right? Sometimes there needs to be, I don't know, some kind of sacrifice. Like there's times when I need to go to London, and Isla hates me going to London, but pays the bills, right? And I need to do it.
But now you get that tear, right? Before, when you didn't have kids, it was like, yeah, man, I'll go to London. It's cool. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. But now you're like, oh, but then I get to miss out on like dinner time, and I get to like not take him to school, and I'm disappointing someone, and
it's a hard one to juggle and to manage. So my last one, I don't know if I've done 5, but this is quite a stark one. It's about you see your true colors, or you see that you're worse than yourself. So obviously with kids, there is sleep deprivation, there is high stress. You might start shouting more than you would normally. You might have a shorter temper. And I think that the brutal truth is that these things come out, right? And they're not always the best, especially my first one where they watch every move and they watch everything. I don't really have any advice on kind of controlling that. I guess you could look at your toolbox and do mindfulness or I don't know, whatever you want to fancy. But yeah, I guess it's just a brutal truth of you see a different side of yourself when you've not slept for days. You're trying to juggle work, you're trying to juggle keeping your wife happy, you're trying to juggle 3 kids.
So which is it though? What is your true self? Is it the one that's well rested or the one that's highly stressed?
I think it's somewhere in between.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think just being tired and stressed and whatnot is really just an amplifier
for emotion
of the emotion you're feeling right there and then.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is just acting on it. I mean, there's no real solution to that, is there? Like, you're going to be tired, you're going to struggle. I do think that maybe the thing that I've learned is to like not react necessarily in the moment. Like if something like that happens, like not to react, or if you do react, don't try and reconcile it immediately. I actually think having an opportunity to just be like, oh, you go for a walk or you're driving in the car or whatever else, you then reconcile, like outside of the tiredness and emotion.
Yeah, because if you do it in the moment, it adds fuel to fire.
Yeah, I don't think it works. I don't think good things come from it. I think
you're actually half hate that though when you say, "Can we just pause?" No, I'm not fucking pausing.
No, just let them do. Let the thing happen. Is my let the situation happen. But I think the reconciliation aspect, like because you're talking about when the kids are watching you all the time. I think the reconciliation element is the thing to show them.
Yeah, it could be done publicly. A cuddle, a sorry, an apology.
But anything, but outside of the thing, the thing that's being like the time, moment. Because if you're tired, if you're exhausted, I think sometimes you're just unwilling to listen, or it's just difficult. But wait a day or two before there is a level of like time to just chill out and process, and then have a conversation about it. That's my preferred. Yeah,
that's solid advice.
Because it's like, but it's also like your communication styles. I think that I personally prefer a side-by-side conversation rather than a face-to-face conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Is
Like
that
I'd rather have a
physical?
conversation. I'd rather have a conversation with someone sat next to them rather than in front of them,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's personal preference. I see why.
because it's
A lot less confrontational.
a lot less confrontational. I also like having a conversation while I'm doing something. So if you ever want like the truth out of your children, from what I understand is you should give them something to eat.
Yeah, or go in the car.
Or go in the car, or
Quite good conversations happen then.
right. So yeah, so then again, that's a style thing. Like choose a format that works to be able to get the best out of the situation. But yeah, man, like yeah, arguments gonna happen, man. Because the honeymoon period's done in a relationship, right?
I know.
You've done all the things that you could have. Your hormones are lower. You're a bit grayer, a bit older, a bit saggier, Neil. You know,
Maybe that's a podcast episode, bringing that honeymoon period back.
how to bring it back. Neil dresses up in his stag do nurse's outfit.
Yeah, very good. That still haunts me.
Does it? Why? That's a stag do, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Aren't you supposed to like? I don't think I did anything that wasn't classic stag do.
No, yeah, he didn't. But still,
In fact, we didn't even go to like any strippers or anything like that. Like that wasn't even part of the plan. You literally just had to put on a nurse's outfit and go through an airport.
Yeah, but the airport was fine because everyone was there. But I remember walking down Union Street in Aberdeen, to the train station on my own to meet my friends in the nurse's outfit. I think I told you this. And like I was walking past my office, and I saw like colleagues did not see me on the other side of the road on Union Street. I saw them. Hilarious.
We should have maybe got you a sign just to hold up saying "I'm on my stag do on my own."
Yeah,
But that's part of that's stag do, Neil. Isn't that part? That's supposed to be it, right? It's the some
I
level
think
of
we've done an
humiliation.
episode. I think we've captured the story of the stag.
did
do.
we?
I don't know.
Oh,
But,
that was, yeah, maybe that's how you reignite a relationship, Neil. Is get a little cheeky outfit on, and then see what she thinks.
I have 15 minutes until my next meeting, and I want to have some lunch. So I'm going to be honest and brutal and cut.
Outrageous.
We've done.
Outrageous,
I think we've done 8 out of the 10. So we can maybe lie to the audience and call it 8. But I'm gonna sign off now. Hope you all enjoyed listening to the podcast. If you've got any, our 2 listeners that are actively messaging us on Instagram, if you've got any suggestions for episodes or what you want to hear, what we've been up to in the last year, give us a shout. You can find us on all the major podcast things. Social media is not really used, but we do reply to messages. I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good weekend when it comes. Thank you.
Lovely sign off, Neil. Cheers.